Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to another nice night of the Tip and Rusty Show, along with Kevin Jones.
What's up, guys?
Coming out of retirement just for our show.
Yeah, man.
So how are things going since you retired?
Oh, man. I really don't know where retirement is right now. I would like to say thank you to everybody who showed up Saturday in Horse Cave, Kentucky, while I was inducted into the Kentucky Wrestling Hall of Fame. Really great night, man.
Congratulations.
Enjoyed it. Thank you much. Really, really great night. Had a lot of fun. Met a lot of cool people. Got to sit down and shoot the breeze with Hillbilly Jim. Of course, my boys, Wolfie D, Chase Stevens, Chris Michaels. And I do have another guy wanting to come shake things up in RWF, a big guy by the name of Stan Sierra.
Oh, yeah, we've worked shows with Stan Sierra several times.
Stan's a big dude. I love his work. Good guy. Outstanding matches. Really enjoyed watching him work. Awesome.
Wasn't able to go, but I saw some excerpts and different things, video and pictures. It appeared like usual he had a crowd, nearly looked like 1,000 or more.
It was a lot of people, bro. I mean, they
third highest attendance and second highest box office.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Probably, I just realized something.
We just realized something.
You may have to repeat all that.
No, you're good.
That is Tim Miner's back, in case you were wondering. For all of you that might have a Tim Miner back fetish, help yourself. I don't know why you'd have that, but anyway. So, did you get involved in anything? Have to put somebody down, or?
Oh no, man.
Did you bring your? Does he gives plaques, doesn't he?
Yes, he did.
Did you bring it with you?
No, I forgot it. I thought about it when I got it. Like, why not bring the gimmick with me? Darn.
It's all right, but it doesn't seem to be important to me. I put a lot of importance on those things, whatever kind of reward somebody decides to give you, particularly in the wrestling world.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get all being like one of the biggest heels in the business. You don't always get acclimates. So you are the Open Challenge champion.
Still.
Forever.
Yeah. I was.
Unless you decided for some reason to put it up, but I don't know why you would.
I mean, I had a few challenges Saturday night. Your friend and mine, Mr. Chris Michaels. You gotta come back to the business, man, so I can come work with you. And I was like, so come out of retirement to go be retired again. So we had a good time, man. Great guys. And, these guys do want to come see you guys at RWF, man.
Seems like Chris Michaels has retired a time or two.
I'm not sure.
I think he has. It's all right.
I mean, most guys just kind of, it's like, okay, I'm gonna just take a hiatus, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a couple months off. But then again, that never works. We can say we want to take a couple months off, and then you get that itch, and
your body starts feeling good. Now it's not getting banged up all the time.
So then you're like, well, I think I feel pretty good now. I can go back and do this again. So that's what we do.
I've heard that said about the veteran NFL players. They're ready to hang it up, but then when they get rested up a month or two and start doing their treatments and their workouts and stuff, well, I can do this one more time.
Speaking of NFL,
yes.
Derek Henry is now a Baltimore Raven.
Yes, I seen that today. And what's the other guy's name? Kelsey. The other guy, Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey?
Yeah, he retired.
He retired.
I was like, well, after a while, he's what? I mean, he's taking some serious punishment. What did he take? 15 years.
Kirk Cousins is now going to the Atlanta Falcons.
That's good for the Falcons. Probably not good for us. Tony Pollard is coming to the Tennessee Titans.
DeAndre Swift. No, DeAndre Swift.
Travis Swift
is going to the Chicago Bears.
Oh wow.
So Derek Henry
got a lot of big changes.
He's got a 2-year, $16 million with a $9 million guaranteed, and he can make an additional $4 million with incentives. And last year he had 1,167 yards, 12 touchdowns. He was number 2 running back in the NFL. And it's interesting. They must have wanted to move on, or he must have wanted to move on, because the Titans signed Tony Pollard for a 3-year deal for $24 million. So
Oh, wow.
that's $12 million a year. That some of that may be with incentives as well.
Mhm.
But and he was 12th in the league with 1,500 yards. The thing about Tony Pollard, though, the difference is he catches out of the backfield better than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry catches out of the backfield, but that's not his thing.
No.
I
His thing is to
apologize.
beat you down for.
Bruce Webb came on here and said
We have an
said that he's glad that somebody gave you some insure to quench your
Is he gonna
thirst.
start that again?
But then he also says, "Can y'all please turn up your volume?" So he needs a hearing aid.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, start
I
doing
turned
this.
this up. I turned this up.
We have an echo.
Huh?
We have an echo now.
That's what I was trying to figure out over here.
So in the meantime, Medic is going to retire. I think you should come back just to retire Medic. Well, it's if he loses, he retires. You're the only person recently who's got a win over him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but once again, you're retired. So let's wait till your
Do we have
anniversary,
an
or
echo now?
No. I
Yeah.
don't hear anything.
let's wait till your anniversary or our RWF's anniversary or something. If we're going to bring you back to make it a big deal.
Hey, who knows, man? Who knows? Of course, even Stan made mention, hey, brother, what you say about? I'm like, oh my God, really? He reminds me, Stan Sierra reminds me of Scott Norton. Just not as big as Scott, but the look he has. The dude is a phenomenal heel, man. I've got to give him credit. He is a phenomenal heel. He's one of the best I've seen in a long time. Don't know how long he's been working, but the guy is phenomenal. And like I say, I do like his work, and I mean, I would love to see him in RWF. I mean, if it was just once, I would be there just to watch his work. I mean, the match he had the other night, I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, I think it should have been main event. I apologize to the other guys that were main event, but
And see, that's something to be said about Renegade Wrestling Federation. There is any one of our matches could be a main event. It just sorry where they fall, guys and gals, but
Talk to the card.
any one of them could be. And somebody I'd like to see one more time wrestle
Well,
is Terry England. I know he's laid it down for several
Switch
years,
that camera.
but one of the most entertaining matches I remember
On
seeing.
the screen here right now, you got our card that we do have coming up for March 23rd.
I guess I'll pick that thought up in a minute. Anyway,
we want to talk about Terry England and El Fossil.
with him, Terry England, and Chris Michaels.
Rock Dog taking on Kenny South. You didn't get to. I didn't get to put you on a card like this. You like that card?
it's good.
You
like
about
it a
you
lot
about ready to
better.
come out of retirement? Just get
You
back
can
on the
read
card.
it.
Looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Down here barbecuing is Kevin Jones.
Hey, I can make it happen, brother.
Mama Hannah versus David Matthews versus Destiny Rose for the RWF Women's title.
That should be.
Outlawed, illegal.
Well, David Matthews
you
is
turned
the
him into
current-
a girl. Anyway,
David Matthews is the current.
Yeah,
Women's
I got a pop out of that when I like, dude, he do what now? Who? Okay.
Then you got a 6-man tag match with Carnage Michaels, JDV, and Mike Cobb. And they're taking on Kevin Weatherby, LBK, and Big Man Carnage.
That shouldn't be a bad match.
there'll be a lot of high flying in that. Other
Then
than
you have
Big
the
Man Carnage.
RWF United States title match. Xavier Michaels taking on Larry Cooter.
That should be outstanding.
The first match meeting of them was did it in just a good catch if catch can. They did a lot of good wrestling, stretched the rules a little bit, but not too far. It ended with Cooter kept his belt. He raised Xavier's hand, and then Xavier Pearl Harbored him.
Wow.
And just took him down, put a beating on him. And then go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then you have Sharp Man Lawrence putting his heavyweight title on the line against Shiner Sutton.
Shiner, he's a good guy. I love Shiner.
I'm glad there's no smoking in our building because it'd be dangerous to light up with Shiner Sutton breathing around you.
Oh yeah, man.
And his Psycho Medic's retirement match, maybe? Huh?
No, he's not retiring.
Uh,
Well, Classic Man beats him. He was
Psycho
top.
Medic has been forced by RWF management. I don't know who took care of that.
It was you and Blackthorn
and,
Classic
you'll be
Man.
taking on Classic
Man's not
Man.
even on the board.
And if he loses, he retires. Then you have the Star Twins taking on Landon Bradley and Jason Xavier for the tag team titles. So
I talked with Classic Man this weekend, and he's ready for this match. He's tired of being in Psychomedic's shadow. He's a lot younger than Psychomedic, and well, I didn't believe that, but that's what he said.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he is. I was telling him about some older things. He wasn't even born yet. I always thought, wow, I thought she's at least older than me. Anyway, he's ready.
I talked to him, matter of fact, this morning from probably 3 a.m. to 6. Just pointers, what to look out for, stuff like that. So that's why it's kind of hard to walk away from the business because, like I said, I mean, my phone still hadn't stopped ringing yet.
That's good for you, I think.
I mean, I'm still getting thank yous from Saturday, you know, and I'm like, man, I really appreciate you guys, you know, coming out, showing, you know, just, you know, for support. Really made me feel good. I did see, I guess one of our favorite people, anybody who knows her, it's, you know, I always consider her a favorite, and that was Granny.
Yeah.
Granny is...
she turned 92 this past month.
so she's almost caught up to you, huh?
It's the Granny that we had an incident with that the new RWF took care of, right? Yeah.
She
For 92.
pretty much...
No, older than me.
I come out of the
Just a couple of
curtain.
years.
She stood up by herself and just stood there at ringside doing like this. I was like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. So hugging her, man, I'm sitting here just trying to...
There was somebody cutting onions near you.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I gotta stooge this off. I gotta make it look like something else. But just to hug her and her,
Allergies.
exactly, her coming to say hello or whatever, man. It was really nice, man. I really appreciate it. I had a great time, man. I hadn't been in.
Well,
Horse
Bruce Webb
Cave
says
forever.
Classic Man's in his mid-60s.
No.
I bet Classic Man's
I
not watching
know how
right
old
now.
he is. He's not near that old. Bruce can't even remember being in his 60s. Oh,
Exactly.
Classic Man said he's going to cut Bruce's ponytail off.
I think you need to take Bruce running through the car wash.
Like to see that. What if his car wash is anything like the car wash movie? Anyway,
Oh, I doubt.
Now, we didn't get the
Soap
chance
him
to get up to
Horse Cave.
Horse Cave, Kentucky. We normally go to that show.
Been a major part of it a few times.
If Terry wants us back, he's probably in the Hall of Fame. I'll come up there for that show.
There you go.
It's just a long ride. It always
Yeah.
falls on the same weekend that we have our Fine Arts Festival for the Tennessee Assembly of God churches. We had that this weekend. I announced 3-on-3 basketball.
It was great. Oh, Colton Manning. He participated in Fine Arts. I think it's all right to say that, Colton.
Did he?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 years with Destiny Church in
Oh,
Columbia.
okay.
Steve Morgan's pastor there.
I promised
I'd
I
talk
wasn't
with him
gonna.
more.
I promised I wasn't gonna bring this up, but now that it's on my mind, I have to. Do we have comments?
Well, we've
Oh.
got very few. Bruce Webb's on commenting right now. I'm kind of keeping an eye on it.
Bruce, why don't you just go ahead and get a haircut now and save your hair?
We don't have a lot of comments due to us not being on Facebook right now. There is a way I'm going to try to figure out how to get back on Facebook. I've got a new wire to try to work things out. If it works out, we'll be. Facebook's a whole lot better interaction than
right.
YouTube, because YouTube, I have to start us on a computer back there and also go through this.
But my understanding is this is an over-the-board Facebook issue. But they're working on. No, that they're working on trying to get it where it will be like you want it.
I had the privilege of riding with Miss Julie Steele,
That would be a
Woo!
privilege.
Julie Steele.
and
That would be a privilege.
it was funny.
She's the one that calls you Thumper.
Yeah, it was
Not
funny.
the thug, not just plain Kevin.
Thumper.
Thumper.
So we get on the interstate, and I said, well, sis, here we go. And she goes, well, you already got it in your phone. Go ahead and, just hit start, and we're on the way. So I hit start, and my God. We stopped one time, because any of y'all who know, have been on a road trip with Kevin Jones, I got to stop and pee. You know this is going to happen. If it was nighttime, hey, I'll hit a tree, a ditch, it don't matter.
I represent all that.
Exactly. So we go to this store. I run in, take a leak, grab a beer,
Didn't we?
come back
We
out.
did that recently, didn't we?
Probably. Jump in the car, we take off again.
You stopped for me before.
And Julie's like, which way do we go? I'm like, we got to go back toward, I think it was Bowling Green. Well, somehow we get lost. And we're going by GPS. And we are passing, I love a back road. But when I'm so far back in the country on back roads till I get nervous, it's time for things to change.
You heard the Deliverance music?
Oh my God. I mean, I'm like, this is where they shot Wrong Turn. I mean, I get out and I'm over here just like, Julie, you gotta stop again.
You go to Greene County High School? Remember, we went there. It was a place in Kentucky, and it was just a long back road. There's nothing anywhere. Until you got to the school.
No, this wasn't that. I mean, I'm like, Julie, you gotta stop. This is after we done drove like 20. I'm like, you gotta stop. So she stops again. I get out of the car. And I'm like, how wide is this road? She's like, why? I'm like, I just opened the car door. And I'm standing here on my tiptoes. She's like, why? I'm like, I'm in a creek. This is how narrow this road was. I mean,
I thought maybe you was already peeing.
No, I mean, here's a creek right here.
Go.
Here's a creek. I get out of the car and I'm like, oh my God, it's a creek. And it just water. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and fill it up some more. So Pete get back in. I'm like, Julie, you got to find this interstate, highway, something. Oh my God, dude, it was a beautiful country. I said, well, I tell you what, on the way home, we're following somebody who knows where the hell we're going because we can't do this. Not in the dark. So finally we see highway. I'm like, oh my God, civilization. So when we seen the school, so I'm like, Julie, we're saved. But well, I mean, we got there decent time. We got there. We wasn't late. We left at noon. I think we got there at 3.
You didn't pass a Dollar General along the way?
I think we passed one
every 5 miles.
I mean, they had cows walking around it, you know. Tractors parked in the front, but I was like, you gotta be joking.
But we went to Greene County High School and that was sort of like it was out there
30 or more minutes from nowhere.
Yeah, and then that Lawler was going to be there with was it Lawler was going to be there, or was Terry England just had a big show there? I forgot who else was
Some
there.
big name was there, but I just remember Terry England's big name.
But we were driving these back roads, and it was like, okay, I don't know if we're anywhere near it. And all of a sudden, you see the school, and there's like. You've not seen a car in an hour, but there's 100, 150 cars, 200 cars in the parking lot of the school. It's like, and somebody said Lawler, that's what, Lawler had been there before for a show with Burt Prentice or one of those guys. And more people that lived in the town came to the wrestling show. There's more people at the wrestling show than lived in that little area.
Wow. My question is this, how do you find these towns? Are they even on a map? I mean, that's what amazes me. I mean...
So when you go into Horse Cave, did you see the teepees you could stay in?
Yes.
I always wanted to go do that.
We did. Julie, well, there's a teepees. I'm like, where? She's like, right there. So I'm looking. I'm like, well, okay, that is teepees.
Sort of like a bread and breakfast or a...
Yeah, it was
or
really
a lodge
cool.
or something where you can sleep in a...
But if they said, come back, you can stay for free, I'd ball.
They have one of those up the road here.
Yes, they do.
Lebanon. Going towards Lebanon. The
What?
big restaurant, the Bob and something.
What, teepee?
What's the name of that restaurant?
Used
Bob
to be,
Evans?
was it, used to be
Joe
Cherokee
Bob's
or something?
Joe Bob's or something like that?
Cherokee
They have
Steakhouse?
teepees
No.
out there you can stay in.
Oh, well,
Over, a little over. You can't see them from the main road, but you pull over.
but that's not Horse Cave.
Well, that's in Kentucky. Who wants to go to Kentucky?
Well, if you're going
I
to
mean,
a
you know
Terry
what- you know
England
what's-
show,
You know what's good in Kentucky?
leave it.
If you
The
know-
way out.
And then look, Thorne pulls up. So I'm stooging off everything that happened to us, to him, and he's like,
My mom's from Kentucky.
you know what time I left?
I
I'm like,
rest my case.
no. He's like, we left at 4:15. I said, okay. He said, you know what time I got here? I said, I have no idea. I think he told me like 5 or 10 minutes till 5. I'm like, plane? We drove. You left your house at 4:15. You get here before 5 o'clock, 45 minutes. Yeah. We left at noon. We pull up It's either 3 or after 3. Julie says, okay, you had a GPS, but you had an Amish GPS because it was all back roads. It was all back roads. I mean, you ever went to Salina through like Lafayette?
That's how we always went.
Okay. You know how the roads do this and that and up and down? I told Julie, turn around. She's like, why, mate? We're in Salina. I mean, it was identical. The sites and how the roads were. I said, Julie, you got us in Salina. Want to say hello to my buddy Travis Swan, big guy,
They
man.
went a long way to then.
I don't know.
Did
Julie said I had a...
The horse cave through Salina?
Julie said, yeah, I guess that's what it
Wow.
was. That's what it seemed like. Julie's had an Amish GPS. So it was good conversation. Plus, Julie plays killer music, so I mean, it's always fun riding with her.
I'd always think it'd be fun to be around Julie.
She's amazing.
Unless
man.
she's after you. Unless you're Escobar and she's after you to get some revenge.
Julie's good people, man. I had a great time. We laughed and giggled all the way up there.
So who was the main event? Was it? I know Anthony Wayne retired. Didn't he?
Yeah, I think Anthony was on like 2nd or 3rd.
And congratulations, I guess. I don't know if that's the right thing to say to Anthony Wayne. A
Now,
man
is he
who's
still going to referee? Or
Yeah, I
something?
think he said he's still going to do some reffing and, you know, he would do seminars and stuff like
because
that.
he's quite a pound for pound. You're not going to find a better wrestler.
Yeah, that's my Crash Holly right there,
You
man.
go and you find, you go back in the locker room, and guys sitting around doing this and that. He's over there exercising, making everybody making fun of him. Then you look at his body and he's all muscle. Well, maybe you guys should get up and exercise with Anthony Wayne. But anyway, the man of 1,000 holds, 101 pair of wrestling tights. I've always been an Anthony Wayne fan.
I don't think he has that many tights anymore. I
Well,
think they got burned in a fire.
but he started rebuilding. I'm still giving. Yeah, they did. Anyway, just a man who's given his life to wrestling.
Yeah,
and
very,
his, and
very
his wife
emotional night. Yeah,
as well, Lakeisha, to wrestling.
Yeah.
Just thank you guys for all you've done, and
yeah. He'll
Sure.
be back. He'll
Yeah.
be back.
and he's probably got one more match in him left somewhere along the line.
We all think we've got, years left in us, but then again, man, I mean, it's, when you, it's all fun and games, it's all fun and games, man. Like I say, your adrenaline, it's up, you're in the ring, you're doing, whatever, and then, on the way home, when the adrenaline starts to wear off and you get home and hot shower, have yourself a drink and you lay down, or then you get up the next day and it's like, oh my God, what happened?
He's relatively a young man too.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's-
not in wrestling ring, but he is.
Oh, he's had 24 years, man, in the business. I didn't know he'd been working that
Yeah.
long.
Well, started too as teenagers, but that's like most of you guys in your era did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
I guess guys do that now too, don't they?
There was a handful of us. I mean, Terry Gordy, he turned pro at 16. I broke in at 15 and turned pro at 16.
Bobby Eaton was.
Yeah, Bobby was
15,
setting up
16.
rings, man, and then, wanted to get in and take some bumps.
Well, Tim Scruggs was 16,
Oh, well, yeah.
and the Star Boys were, I guess they were 15.
Do you remember Fireball Woody?
Yeah.
I was wondering if he ever worked with him.
Never heard of it.
He used to work down here at the National. Well,
He's probably
if you
different
drive down the
generation
road,
than you.
if you go out here, you pull out of the parking lot, and you go about 200 yards on the right, there's a church on the right.
Mhm.
It used to be the old National Guard Army.
Right. That's where I started. That's where I cut my
And
teeth.
that's where Fireball Woody used to wrestle. He was there with Tennessee Tiny,
I remember Tennessee Tiny. Big dude. God,
the Sheik, the Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik was actually he lived in a trailer right across from us.
You see that on the Young Rock?
But
Tennessee Tiny was a big dude, and man, he was a mark for getting color.
oh, and he got
bless
thrown out of
me.
the ring almost on top of my brother Kevin. We all jumped out of the way. Kevin just sat there. We're like, dude, you got to move when they jump out or they get thrown out of the ring. You don't let them come falling.
I don't see how
Tennessee
Tiny
Tiny was about 400 pounds.
easily 400.
And then you had who else was there? Nikki Biggers.
Remember Nicky?
Of course, Nikki passed away a few years ago.
Wasn't he a bounty hunter back in the day?
I'm not sure.
One of the
I
bounty
worked with him
hunters.
at GF Office Furniture for a while, and then his wife. I worked with his wife at Highland Myers.
You're
Furniture.
related to him, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, he was related to my
By marriage, your
By
aunt?
marriage, my aunt Shirley Biggers, who was married to his
Yeah.
uncle or something. And of course
He
she got
was
divorced too.
he was a guy that I came to, and I was like, "Hey, I want to ask you a question. Can you train me to do this?" He said, "Yeah." And of course, me being 15 years old, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at him like, you know, like most kids now would look at a picture of Sonny nude back in the day. I'm like, just
You looked at Nikki that way?
yeah. I was like, you can train me. You can help me get into the wrestling. He's like, yeah. He's like, when you want to start? I'm like, you know, as soon as possible.
Did you pee your pants at that time?
I was just sitting there shaking.
Did
just
he
shaking.
grab you and chop you right off?
No, he just looked at me and goes, well, what are you going to be doing like next weekend? And I'm just sitting here going, what time do I need to be here? He's like, well, you can be here around, I think he told me 12, you know, the ring. I think the ring stayed up and down the street here. I think it either stayed up or they broke it down. They'd be back early because guys came in to train with it. I'll be here around noon. Of course, I'm on top of the world. Like, okay, sir, I can do that. Oh, my God, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, by the way. Yes, sir. I'm thinking, be ready, bring elbow pads, bring knee pads, bring a lot of water, bring this, bring that, bring $3,000. Huh? Bring $3,000. Man, you talk about the air being out of yourselves. So,
That was a lot
$3,000
for 40 years ago. or however long it was.
$3,000.
I mean, it's
So-
a lot now, but that'd been really a lot then.
Loving this business so much as you're going down the road, I mean, it's like, man, thank God, you know, you had great parents, because it's like, okay, I gotta get $3,000. Your mind starts to take you into dark places. Convenience store ain't gonna have no $3,000 in it.
And no offense, you were from the last project on the left, so.
Yeah, in wrestling, but
yeah.
no, we had a house in Gallatin, but I just like, no, man. So, you know.
I was just kidding.
Oh, it's good. So I go in, and my mom, she's still up, and I walked in. Oh, well, how was? Oh, it's great, Mom. It's great. I had a great time. I said, a guy said he could help me get into this stuff. She's like, really? I said, yes, ma'am. She goes, I said, yeah, Mama. By the way, you got $3,000 I can borrow? She's like, what? I said, you got $3,000 I can borrow? I'm like, no. What are you going to do with that? Mom, it's what I had to train. I'm sorry, you know, you got to do something different. Which, that's the most disappointing I've ever seen. That's the most disappointing I've ever seen my mom ever. It's when I asked her for $3,000, and she's like, man, I'm sorry.
Didn't have it.
I know you want to live your dream, brother, but I'm, you know, son, I love you, but I ain't got it.
So who ended up training you?
The two guys who were there, Herb and William Summers.
Oh, yeah. The Hillbillies.
Yeah, man. They,
And he was Candyman, too, for a while. William was.
I don't remember him doing
He
Candyman.
told me, I didn't see him, but he told me about it. He was quite the heel.
But yeah, it was the funniest thing in the world. I gave them my number, and they were running shows up in Bowling Green where Dale Mann used to run shows. And I get a call one Saturday night after I gave them my number on a Saturday night. They called me Sunday morning like 8. So my mom's like, hey, somebody wants you on the phone. So I just go out and I get on the phone. Hello. And they say, is this Kevin? I was like, yeah. And no joke. All jokes aside, this is a shoot for you guys who know what that means in the wrestling business. The guy says, how are you, N-word? Like, do what?
Am I allowed to laugh at that?
He's like, how are you doing,
I've never
N-word?
heard
I'm like, just call me N-word twice. What are you doing today, N-word? Nothing. He's like, well, you know where the Cumberland Electric membership is up the street? You know, I said, yeah, I know where it's at. Meet us at 12, N-word. We'll see you then. And he hangs up.
That was William?
One of them.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, I
I
guess.
mean, what the hell? So I leave my house at 11. I walk up there and I'm waiting. Man, here comes this old school bus. They pulled over, open the door. I jump in. I go to the back. Nobody says a word. I get on the bus. We take off going to Bowling Green because in the back they had the ring. We get up there. We back up. Garage doors. Get out, unload the ring, put it up, get in, hit the ropes. So for about 3 weeks, Sunday. What you doing, N-word? Same place last week, N-word. So after the 3rd week of this, I'm ready just to quit, man. You know, I ain't doing it. Come here, have a seat. I sit down. I says, well, you know why we done that? And I say, I ain't got a clue. He says, because you're going to be a heel. And we wanted to see how you was going to react to being called the N-word. We love you just like you was our own son. But we wanted to see how far we could take it before you lost it. And you never did. And they both gave me a hug and said, okay, you're working tonight.
Cool. Ironically, his son wrestled as the Dirty White Boy.
He did.
They wanted to, that's probably what his daddy called him.
So he and I, we worked together too. And then Herb had a daughter. Well, still has a daughter. Her name was Alicia. She worked as Alicia, I think that's what it was. And I tell you what, back in those days, man, she was probably one of the most talented females in the business back then. I mean, she was doing the flips and the arm ringers, and you know, she was good. She was really, really good. Really, really good. I mean, we would watch her and be like, okay, all right.
I guess it was Peanut Williams' daughter.
Yeah.
That Dirty White Boy.
Yeah.
She was like that too. She was really good for such a small,
Oh
petite
yeah,
person.
she's about this tall.
And she just, I remember her wrestling Loose Cannon. He's talked about it.
Oh wow.
And he just she was better than all the guys. She'd throw him all over the place, and he outweighed her by at least 100 pounds, if not 200.
Most girls on a card are better than the guys. Because of course they're fighting for that spot. I mean, hell, it's like Hannah.
Well, back then you didn't have a lot of girls on cards. You
No.
had maybe one ladies match.
Yeah.
You wasn't like
that.
the WWE divas are now.
Oh
They
no,
have
no,
a whole-
you know
they have a whole show.
that was unheard of back in the day. I mean,
Remember watching LT's mama, Candy.
Candy Divine. Was that?
No,
was she
that
Candy?
That wasn't Candy
No.
Divine, but she's I can't remember right now.
yeah.
But I remember watching her there for a while.
I do remember. Who was it? Debbie Combs? Is it Debbie Combs? Who's the one who came out with the tiger? No, had a picture with the tiger. She, I think she went out with Tom Burton for a little while. Tom Burton was one of the Dirty White Boys back in the day. You ever meet Tom Burton? I think
never
he's
met
passed
him.
away now. It was hard working with Tom. I mean, he was short. Gosh dang, he looked like Road Warrior Animal.
Did he go on to the WWE or WCW as a Dirty White Boy?
I think he did. Yeah, he did work.
Seems like I remember him that way a
WCW.
little bit. WCW probably,
Now,
or it might have been
And he had a voice
NWA.
like, and he had a
before
voice
WWE.
like this.
Yeah.
He's almost impossible to
NWA.
work with.
of course, we had some issues. We talked about that the last time when we were on about. We are almost going to change venues, but we decided we were staying where we're at. But part of that is because of one of our new sponsors, Addiction Inc. Addiction Inc. Tattoo and Body Piercing Studio. So make sure to get by there if you're looking for a tattoo
It's,
Hey, and I get a
or body
deal.
piercing. And
It's on-
Kevin Jones says he gets a deal. Actually, tell him Kevin Jones sent you, and you get a
Yeah, I
you
get
get
a
the
deal,
Kevin Jones
man.
special. No. Tell me what the Kevin Jones special.
on the square in Gallatin or off the square in Gallatin.
Yeah.
They do walk-ins as well as appointments, of course.
And Tony, who's usually here on live stream, our social security guard, all of his tattoo work has
He has
pretty
one of
much
the
come from
original
him.
ones, doesn't he? One of the,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right, I
they
believe.
do good work.
Because he goes back
And
a long
then
way.
Thorn, Black Thorn, who's usually with us, most of his tattoos, the one on his skull.
He's got
on
one
his arm,
spot
the
right
picture of
there
Rusty's
that's-
mom on his back.
That's waiting. That's a cougar. No, it's not a cougar. It's a tiger. He's got one spot right there with no tattoo. That's when that's going to be James Rollins' last tattoo that he does on him or something like that. Thought that was interesting. Anyway, it's a friend of wrestling. Glad to have him with us.
The Addiction
Awesome.
Inc.
Of
So
course,
make sure-
there's Tim TV is another one of our sponsors.
Yeah,
TMTV.
if you're looking for good live streaming service, get in contact with me.
Call the man.
Hey, Luke, could you do me a favor, please? Could I have a bag of popcorn?
Hey, it's $1.
That'd be $2. We're using the bigger bags tonight.
I just thought it might be time
Did you?
for
Oh.
another commercial.
Yeah. Oh, did you bring my chips?
Yes,
Okay, I gotta remember to get those.
it doesn't have to be full, just some, please.
But
Anyway.
I want to bring 'em. Don't have the camera on it right now, but we did get a new popcorn machine. Can y'all smell how good it smells? Is it making
It
you
does.
want some popcorn right now?
Yes, that's why I asked
Well,
Luke for
it,
some.
it will on that Saturday night when we start popping the
Oh,
popcorn.
God.
Well,
It'd be good.
and
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure you get the 16.9 ounce bottle of drink with it.
You're going to pull a 2 England.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Extra salt on it so they're about
We're gonna put
there.
extra salt on your popcorn, so you'll get 2 bottles of
You can
drinks.
put your own salt on it.
There's 2 England spot.
You don't
right
have
there.
enough.
Our cheeseburgers. We're gonna have Nathan's 100% beef hot dogs.
I'm going to tell you guys, too. I
And
don't
one
know
night
when.
we're gonna have chicken.
We're going to set up a date. You will come up and try Kevin Jones smoked chicken.
That's going to cost you.
Chicken and fries, $6.
Thank you, sir. See,
Chicken
Luke,
fry- yeah.
Luke does exist. There he is. He's not.
Chicken
He's not
fries
Elmo.
and a drink.
Every
Chicken fries
time.
and a drink.
We
man.
did not doctor up a video of somebody
Every
handing.
It's good. Oh, wow. It tastes like movie
Popcorn.
popcorn.
Well, the other day
Thanks,
I
Luke.
popped some. I started eating some. Luke asked the stupid question. He said, "Does it taste like popcorn?" Well, of course it tastes like popcorn.
There's no need to add extra salt to this.
See, my popcorn.
And the thing is, I asked him about how somebody's lemonade tastes. If it was sour, he said, "It's lemonade." And we argue about that. And then when he gets here and he eats popcorn. And then he asked me, "Does it taste like popcorn?" All right, you're gonna argue with me about the lemonade, but I can't argue with you about the popcorn.
Exactly. See,
You guys go ahead. I'm going to finish this.
when I do popcorn, my popcorn is like cooking. Tell you why. You make like the bag popcorn. It goes in a bowl. Then it goes shredded cheese on top. Then it goes into the microwave so the cheese melts. Then you take your favorite brand of hot sauce and you put it on there.
And that turns me off right there.
Then a little bit of garlic
Ooh,
powder.
that just killed
And-
me. I'm a
No.
vampire.
This is
I'm a
gourmet.
vampire.
No, dude, that's how my popcorn is. It's like I can do popcorn. Like, man, what are you doing?
I can't do hot sauce.
This is good, Tim Myron.
I had an ex one time. She was like, "Are you cooking?" I said, "No, I'm just making popcorn." It only takes 3 minutes. You've been in there for 15. Yeah, I got to dock it a little bit. I just shredded cheese all over it, man. Goes in the microwave, let it melt. Garlic powder. Favorite hot sauce.
Now the bags at the store will be a little bit smaller.
It's a good size. Yeah, I was going to say it's a good size bag. This is only $1. This is good.
Well, that size is not going to be large. We're not going to have that size at the store.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 sizes. That one's a $2 bag.
Anyway, I thought that would be a nice
That's a
little
2-bagger.
commercial.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen some women like this. They need 2
Did
bags
this old
on their
girl
face.
one time. She's a
2-bagger.
2-bagger. I brought 1 bag for her, 1 bag for me in case hers fell off. Okay.
Exactly. It happens. So yes, we're gonna pick a
Probably
date.
won't use it all.
You guys come up. We're gonna have this announced, and y'all come up and try some chicken, man. It's not ordinary chicken, man. It's Kevin Jones chicken.
But you'll have to be there a couple hours before, won't you, get it all
God,
fixed
yes.
up? And
Yeah, I'll probably have to bring both grills. Cause I can get. Well, I ain't gonna stew Jeff.
Hey, RWF is one of the hottest things happening right now in Middle Tennessee. Everywhere I go, everybody's just shouting praises about how good the show is and how they enjoyed it.
Awesome.
And drawing good house numbers and
we had
wanna
about
keep it up. So make sure to
over
get there.
250 last show. So it's been 300, 250, that's good.
Well, then again, like I said, man, I did ask about one individual that was Stan Sierra, and I wasn't trying to be Booker. I was just like, man, what would you charge to come down to Gallatin, man, and do your thing? Oh man, he's like, man, he gave me a price. I was like, really? Like, yeah, okay, great. Chris Michaels did ask about coming back. Chase Stevens did ask about coming in, and of course Stan, but Chase and Chris, I mean, love them both to death. But right now, you know, I'm more into the heels, so I would love to have Stan come in and, you know, do his thing with the kid he worked with. And the kid he worked with, the reason why I suggested them work together was because, dude, everywhere this kid goes, he brings between 25 to 40 people with him.
I wish I figured was he wrestled that night?
Yeah. Yeah, what's his name? Blonde-headed kid. He's kind of got like big ears.
That sounds like a lot of
You're
people
not
in
talking
Kentucky.
about Sharp Breast Man, are you?
No, no.
Oh, no, yeah, Sharp Dressed
Oh,
Man,
he's got have hair.
He's got a good set of ears there.
This kid right here, man, he's phenomenal,
never
man.
noticed.
I hope he's not watching tonight.
Never noticed his ears.
This guy, man, I mean, this kid, man, he's really
You ever seen that guy
good.
on the Sports Center that just got like,
Satellite dishes?
yeah.
Well, I was noticing here though on our show, we got LBK and Kevin Weatherby. Kevin Weatherby has come out of
He's
not
come out of
official retirement, but he'd quit wrestling for a while. Came out just for our show.
Kevin's
And,
a good kid, man.
That's
So who's coming out? Who are we going to get to retire this next show?
Psychomatic.
I'm talking about in April. Who do we retire in April?
I wish we could have had Anthony Waynes at ours, but I understand why he went to Horse Cave.
We could always
He's
retire
a member of the
Rusty.
Hall of Fame there.
We retire
Yeah.
Rusty? Can't retire me.
Well,
I've never been.
we haven't retired
Hey,
but
brother, can you
Psychomatic
give
yet.
me the name of the kid you worked with that night in Caverna?
So you might wait on retired until we retire Medic. You might try him 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't want Psychomatic to retire. He's still got some
Yeah.
juice in him, and it's always good
I
to
don't
have
mind seeing him go. I mean, no, me and
I
him.
know you.
Oh, we get.
So let me see.
We get along just fine.
So because Clash of Men doesn't like doesn't like Bruce Webb because he's going to cut his ponytail off. So Medic insisted that we have Bruce Webb as the referee. If we can get him awake, if we give him enough Geritol and coffee, he'll be the. And then somehow in the mix, how did you become the referee? Is that
I'm not refereeing.
is that because Medic brought you in to be, and then Black Thorn was going to be the referee?
We're not sure what's
So you
happening.
just relegated all that to.
We're going to find a way.
You're
Just,
going to let Bruce be the referee.
we're just trying to figure out a way to send Psychomatic on his way.
No offense to Bruce.
Hey,
But
there's a kid right here.
Oh, Marty.
Oh yeah, Marty. What's his?
Yeah, he's a great worker. He wrestles out of Smoky Mountain too, and
This kid?
Tri-City.
That new Smoky Mountain Wrestling?
Yeah, he wrestled some in Caverna. Not Caverna.
There he is right there. Look at Stan.
Yeah, I can't remember your last name, Marty. Yeah, he
Great,
wrestled
great.
with Shane Norton. Let me see, not Shane. Yes, it's Shane. Rock and Roll Express. Which one's that? Robert Gibson and Shane Norton.
No, it's Ricky Morton.
Ricky Morton. Sorry, my mind just went
Robert
blank.
Gibson.
Robert Gibson, Ricky. He wrestled with him and his wherever he's wrestled at. He's got a school of wrestling too. He's really good. Marty's good. He's like
He
Nick
wrestled
Iggy.
in
He's not
Salina.
like Nick Iggy, that type of.
But he wrestled in Salina for Terry. a few
Yeah.
times.
He is a good wrestler. But once again, if you've got a LBK and you've got a Kevin Weatherby and you've got these Mike Cobb and KDJ, whatever, and Michael Carnage. I mean, those,
Rusty
and
the
you got a
names.
Landon Bradley. We got the Flyers. Xavier Michaels.
All these damn initials.
Yeah. What does LBK stand for anyway?
Lightning Bolt Kid.
All right. Julie just said that. Marty Clay. All right.
Marty
thank
Clay.
Marty Clay.
Yeah.
Marty Clay.
Oh yeah, he comes with it. We seem like we.
Thank you.
It seems like he's one of the Centerville shows or something. We went out the other direction in
Centerville,
Tennessee too.
No, he did. I think no, he did.
I
Some
know he did
stuff in
Salina.
Yeah, he did.
Did Salina. He might have been in Centerville too. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Good kid,
He
man.
was
Like I
good.
say, everywhere he goes, man, he brings a following. So I mean, RWF's drawing a good house now, a lot better than
Are they
before.
still working in Salina, Tennessee?
I have no idea. I don't know.
No.
I don't think so. I think. But then again, man, that place.
Yeah,
I mean, it's off there. I mean, it's out in the woods. It's. Oh,
Yeah, I think we saw Bigfoot a couple of times there.
Well,
Actually,
I've
I
seen
was
him
one
and
of
the
the
whole
fans, but-
family.
well, it is far away from civilization. There is a
Right.
community there, but you know you're limited
It was
to
a
your
nice
draw
building.
because
I loved the building, the way the building was set up.
That's
Yeah, that
Stage
was
there.
great. But
that's where they had the
yeah.
hogs next door. We had all kinds of flies.
Oh yeah, it was
during the state
it was
fair
so many
time.
flies in there during the summertime.
Yeah.
You know, it was very annoying.
Because it seemed like right next door is where they judge the hogs.
Yeah, I think you smelled on that one, or was that the hogs?
it was crazy,
It
man.
could have
I
been
mean,
me. It was hot.
Now they did have. I mean, they did. I think, did I work Hill that night?
Yeah, you and Julie, we were there with you and Julie Steele.
Well, I know.
you, did
Salina?
you did commentary with us one night.
I did commentary.
Yeah.
I think I came back and no, I worked Babyface. I worked Babyface.
But once again, that's one of those places
That-
that's
that-
pretty
that's
far
when
out.
they had the fair and the place. I'm like, dang, look, Terry, look at the house. But that house that night was phenomenal, man. In Caverna, I was like, man, you know. I'm like, but then again, I'm not knocking anybody because you know what, RWF has seen a crowd about this size too.
It's all right because I'm fascinated by it. Terry England. For me personally, was never. He was just always so nice, professional, opened everything up to us, and just
Terry's a good
it's just
dude.
the distance. There was just too much distance to be because we
Yeah,
at
no,
the
that's one of
time
the
we were
reasons,
both
like-
working and.
Like we knew that they were having the show at Horse Cave, but I knew we were going to be at
Mhm.
in Nashville.
It would have been great to see you guys there, man.
And I got to meet Jimmy Hart there.
Oh,
To
my
me,
God.
that was one of the, no offense, one of the highlights of my,
I understand.
I'll say my
Right,
career, my
right,
time in
right.
wrestling. It was like Jimmy Hart.
Hornswoggle one year. And
Hornswoggle.
I also had the worm eating guy,
Boogeyman.
Boogeyman. Yeah.
Boogeyman and handsome Jimmy Valiant. Mercy Daddy.
My favorite. I mean, I've met Jim several times, and Hillbilly Jim will never change. He's always.
saw him too, yeah.
He's always a sweetheart. He sit there. He signed stuff. He took 1,000,000 pictures. He come around the thing, and he's like, "Well, what you doing, old man?" So I had to stand up, give him a hug. I'm like, "Well, how you doing?" You know, we sat there, and man, it's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. And of course, he's always so inspirational. You know, hey, be thankful. We're still alive. We're still here, brother. Yeah, we are. We're still here, man. And shook his hand. Jim, I love you, brother. I love you too, brother. Of course, he packed up everything, and he was gone.
Yeah.
Hell, he'd been there forever.
Well, he's from that area too, isn't he? Somewhere
I
in
think
that.
he's somewhere up in
He's from Kentucky, and I thought he started wrestling for Terry or with Terry years ago.
Well, he did the big WWF thing. I think he started in Nashville. I'm not really sure.
I know that he did some stuff with in Kentucky with J.W. Wildfire years and years ago. Because J.W. Wildfire, I've told this story before.
God rest his soul.
J.W. Wildfire would get out there and he would say he was going to have certain people
We're
there.
gonna have Kevin Jones here next week.
Well, he come out there.
No, he's talking about Hulk
But
Hogan,
yeah, he
Randy
said,
Savage.
he said we're
That's who I
going.
was
He said
talking
he said we're going to bring.
Your
He
thing
said,
is
y'all
out.
know I know Hillbilly Jim. Well, we're going to have Hulk Hogan here next week. I'm like, okay, there's no way we're going to have Hulk Hogan here in this little garage out here.
Come on, man.
And so all the fans come the next week.
Want to know where the hell's Hulk?
And they're coming up to me because I'm the announcer. Hey, where's Hulk Hogan at? Is he here? I'm like, I have no idea. You need to talk to JW. If JW stayed back in the dressing room.
He wasn't coming.
Did not come out of
False
the dressing room.
advertisement.
And
Kill a house quick.
I
Never
believe
do
the
that.
following week after that, we were pretty much done.
Yeah, it's gonna
in
happen.
that building.
It's gonna happen, man. You can't work marks like that.
And I'd still rather take
And
the
you also
local talent
can't,
you've got and let them be the star because you can put on just as good a show.
and you also can't pull
and
a
work the
gun.
crowd.
You can't pull a gun and put it in the face of one of your wrestlers either. That
Sounds
happened.
like Bill Dundee.
JW Wildfire did that one night.
Put a gun in somebody's face.
Hmm.
Wow.
I'll tell you who it was after we go off the air. I don't know if he wants to know. Anybody know? He's still wrestling. This person is.
Ooh, wow.
I think we saw him just recently.
And the plot
Dr.
thickens. We got secrets up in
I
this,
think
Jerry.
we told it on air before, but
I
anyway.
don't think we didn't tell who it was.
We've got secrets here. Awesome.
But anyway, so we did a run with. That was back in the what was that, the early 2000s when I was
I think so.
I was going up to Devon Day, one of my favorite people in the world.
Devon.
God rest his soul.
Black kid?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's
Devon
been so
Day.
many
Well,
Devons.
Devon Day, he would come in with
He
Ty
started
Blade, and then Ty Blade
Blade.
had his partner that came in for a little bit with him. I can't remember
the
his name.
Screamers.
And then Big Daddy J brought them in. Big Daddy J, he's passed away now too. And Ricochet would come in with them, and they did a little gimmick thing at the Gallatin National Army, or at the Gallatin VFW Hall. But I would go up to Bowling Green and do shows with them. I came out one
love
night
Devon.
with Gravedigger. Gravedigger went to Bowling Green, Kentucky to wrestle.
He was
one
at
night.
our last show,
And
sitting right in front of us.
Gravedigger was going to be a heel, so I thought, oh, I'm a heel commissioner. I'll come out. I came out as his manager because I didn't have a Kentucky license at the time. Don't tell nobody that. But hey, there's only, what are you going to do? Go back to 2005 and find somebody?
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Maybe.
so I was at
Since
I was at
Kentucky.
ringside with a golf club, and he was taking on Devon Day. Of course, every time Devon Day got knocked down, I was over there choking him with the golf club. Referee turned around. I'm sitting there practicing my swing.
Yeah, man, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just over here.
Devon. I think we teamed up one night in Columbia. First time ever. And who was we working? It might have been either the Mortons. Was it the Mortons or was it Ben and Steve? But anyways, first time ever me and Devon tagged up, and it was just phenomenal. It's amazing how, you pick a friend. Well, yeah, me and this guy, we've known each other for this long, and, we can go out there and we can do this, we can do that. And you might have a few slip-ups. But then again, they put you with somebody you've never tagged up with a day in your life, and y'all go out there together and just blow the roof off a building. And it's like, brother, how do we do that? It's called chemistry.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you'll never do that again. You'll never do it again. I've had many, many tag team partners. I mean, me and Hot Rod Biggs one time. Love you, Hot Rod. We were the guilty party.
Did he hit himself in the head with a chair that night? He usually did. And maybe you too.
No, he didn't do that night. We was working at Harris Street in Madison. So, yeah, me and Hot Rod, we became
Is that the little
guilty
building
party.
that
Yes.
I refereed there or something?
Yeah. You turn left on, and it was, you pulled
Turn
in
left right there by that church and go down that
Yeah.
and go down there.
It was what Blues
We-
Jewelry Store was like
We
right
did
here.
that through there. I've told you we had
Turn left,
wrestling
then you
church.
turn right in the driveway.
Was
It was just a real small building too.
It was really, really
Wasn't
small.
his style of wrestling sort of like the Birdman?
Yeah,
Coco Beware.
And the
That,
thing that I remember most about Devon Day was when he came to Gallatin, and he comes out. And I've got this on video. I've used it on our live stream several times a few years ago. But he comes out to the music, and he's sitting there, and the music dies out. He said, "I'm going to tell you one thing. Tim Miner and Rusty Sawyer, y'all are the best announced team in the wrestling business today. But Tim Miner, I still hate you. I'll still come down there and beat the crap out of you."
that's a 10 right there.
Devon I loved him, man. I loved him.
More than one said that, by the way.
Yeah. But I remember him doing it because
And I believed him.
Loved
You all may
Devon.
not have, but I believed him.
Devon was a good dude.
But see, that's when they brought Ricochet in because Big Daddy Day was wrestling with him. What was the promotion they had in Kentucky? Big Daddy J ran a promotion there in Kentucky. I can't remember the name of it now.
It's called a Big Daddy J's promotion. Kentucky.
So they brought in Ricochet because he was underage, really, for anybody else.
And Tim
you know,
Scruggs would let those
would let the
young boys
16-year-olds
wrestle.
14, 15, 16-year-olds wrestle.
Yeah.
So, Ricochet. Now that the WWE will let you venture out and do shows, hey, we got you bookings back then when nobody.
Yeah, you need to come to
We
Gallatin.
need to get-
Yeah, you need
We'll
to come to
pay you,
We
RWF.
might need
Give
a
us a
deal.
deal. No, that would be a good time to bring in Chase Stevens or
No, I'd put.
LBK.
what about LBK.
LBK.
I would honestly. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, y'all know I worked
Who would you
heel
think-
forever.
Or is it,
If you put Ricochet with a guy like Stan, high flying babyface, and you got this Scott Norton over here. I think it'd be tremendous. And yes, I'm putting you over, Stan, but I'm sure he probably won't see this, but I'll let him know I put him over on a podcast or a Facebook or YouTube Live.
I'd go with our president. I'd go with Jason Xavier or Xavier Michaels. Either one of those against him. It's got to be somebody that can go with him.
Right.
Nate Starr, maybe. I think I'd rather have one of those other first two because they're more his style.
Yeah. The reason why
they're already with us.
The reason why I was talking about having just working in my head, Stan working the kid, but he works because they're used to working each other.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder when you go to a different territory and you're like, okay, brother, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and yada, yada, yada. Because me and Eric Andrews, once I got him trained, everywhere we went, it's like, no, it's me and brother. You know, which, you know, I pretty much called our payoffs. He's got to have this much, I got to have this much, whatever. Now, when it came to me working for Bert, I tell him, no, man, I want your payoff. I got to get what you're making because Bert, if he could give you $20 and send you on your way, he didn't care. Like, no, bro, I'm gonna work his ass tonight. I want your payoff. Excuse me. So he'd call Bert and tell him, but he said he's gotta have what I get. Of course, Drew's like, man, just give it to him. Bert will have a great match. All right, I'll do it this time, and that's how I got it. He tell you a funny one, man. We worked Stadium Inn one night. So I left the ring. I'm coming back in the back, and I forgot who it was. Like, hey, Kevin, I said, yo, man, be careful. What's wrong? Bert's back here. Okay, no big deal. So I walk through the curtain, and he's over here in a corner. Notepad and all this stuff. And I heard, Jones? Yeah. Are you off tomorrow? I said, yeah, I plan to go fishing. You working? Where? I'll let you know. So I'm sitting here looking at the curtain. Shabba Shabazz comes through the curtain. And no. I go outside. He comes like, look, I said, Bert's behind this curtain. I said, look, he's going to ask you if you're off tomorrow. And if he asks you if you're off tomorrow, just tell him no. Make up something. So I ease back through the curtain. Shabba comes in there, and Bert said, Shabba. How did he do it? He switched it up. He said, are you off tomorrow? And brother said yes, but the way I had told him to answer the question, Bert switched up. He goes, are you off tomorrow? He said, he looks at me and he's like, yeah. You're not now. Pick up Jones at 12. Be here. He said, this is a community center in McNairy County. Now, for those of you who not familiar with McNairy County is where Buford Pusser lived. He was a cop, who just carried a stick, no gun.
Is that
Walking Tall?
Yeah, Walking Tall. Yes. No, this is McNairy County.
But it's down around that area.
I guess.
Memphis and outside of Memphis.
Shabba meets me at my house the next day. He's right on time. I get in his truck. He's driving this big ass Escalade. He cuts a promo. I don't listen to country music. I don't listen to rock music. There's no smoking in my truck other than weed. So put your seatbelt on, sit down, shut up. We take off. He had one CD that was rap. By the time we got to the interstate from my house, I was trying to pull my hair out, and I had no hair. Same music over. And I wasn't a big pot smoker. Brother's smoking a blunt. The windows are up.
While driving.
Yes. So now I got a contact buzz. I'm over here starving to death. And he's just going down the road like this. He's just driving. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. I bet we probably stopped 4 times on the way there to get gas. Like, brother, you got a 5 on you? I'd give him a $5 bill. He'd put a 5 with it, go put $10 down. We're talking about an Escalade. $10 in the Escalade. Take off again. Finally, we made it to this show. I get out, open the door, man, I'm reeking of marijuana. I'm reeking. I'm like, bro, what have you got in this truck? You got any kind of spray? I open up my gear bag. I got deodorant. Go in. I'm starving. So here comes Bert. Glad you guys made it. Oh, yeah, I'm starving to death. Here comes Bert. Okay, guys, I'm glad y'all made it. Jones, you work in Colorado Kid. I'm like, great. That's awesome. We'll do the same stuff that we've been doing for years. He's like, nah, it's changed. What do you mean? You're a baby face. Colorado Kid's a heel. Really? So big swerve there. Go get with Kid. We talk about it. We go out. We do the thing. We'll see. Shaba went out before I did. He put me and Kid on like semi-main, which pissed off Shaba because he wanted to just work, get dressed, and go back home. So now he's mad at me. I can't believe that. I said, man, it ain't my fault. Bert's the promoter. I get done. We come in the back. Bert comes up. He had these big old hands. He'd come up and he'd just slide your money in your hand. And he'd walk off, thank you. And
thank you.
He put mine in my hand, and I'm sitting here talking. I just stuck mine down in my sock while I was getting undressed. Shaba's like, oh, no, this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. Hey, what's wrong? You see your payoff? I said, no, I put it in my sock. No, man, you got to take it out and you got to take a look at it. I said, is it bad? He goes, we working for Bert. Take it out and look at it. I'm not talking about you, brother. Lord rest your soul. I reached down in my sock. I pulled it out, and I was like, oh, God. So he had another kid he was pushing. I forgot dude's name. But just like he took Colorado Kid under his arm or whatever, he did this kid the same way. Him and Bert were like two peas in a pod. I said, bro, do me a favor. I said, this payoff ain't gonna cut it, bro. We got to get more money. I said, you know, we're 4 hours from home. I said, brother's driving a damn Escalade, and we ain't gonna make it. Well, I'll see what I can do. Sorry, please do. He comes back after about 20 minutes. Man, I did the best I could. He gives me a $10 bill. I said, well, a little bit better. He goes, oh, but you got to split it with Shaba. So we both got an extra $5.
Which you'd already spent on gas coming up.
We probably spent $40 each trying to get there.
And that's back when gas
See,
was
to me,
$1 a gallon.
I don't want to diss on the man. He's passed away.
Exactly. I'm not. Yeah.
But
I'm just.
To me, that's not good promoter. Not being a good promoter. You should already have the set what you're going to pay the person before they even get in their car and drive. That way they know what they're going to pay.
Oh,
what they're
And
going to get.
if you tell them they're going to get it, you got to get it.
You got to give it to them. You
Because
can't.
you
With
would
him-
wrestle for a hot dog if you knew it was for a hot dog.
Yeah.
But you got to
Bert-
know it.
Bert,
And you wrestle for $1,000 if you knew it was $1,000.
exactly. It's a whole different thing. I
Just
mean,
gotta know it.
It was never the same payoff. I don't care. I mean, there was some nights you go, oh, but dude, I got this. 2 nights. If you called Bert for work, it was March, April, May. You might have he would tell you, okay, this month, that month, the month after, and you would be sitting here writing down these dates and where you had to go and what town. And like, man, you'd be sitting on the phone like, man, 30 minutes trying to write this stuff down instead of him having to call you. Be here at this time, be here at this time, and that's the way he did it. Then again, you better thank God for a shoot job, because when you have a shoot job, you starve. You would starve to death, bro. Like I said, we went down there and we're on the way home. And I think when I came home, I would have been lucky if I had $5 in my pocket. Everything went to brother's gas tank. And I said, I tell you what, never again. Never again. I mean, you know, in wrestling, man, you got to think smart. I mean, you buy what you want to. I mean, it don't matter if you got a car that's 700 horsepower and you want to drive it 100 mile an hour to a show, that's fine if you can afford the gas. But got this big old giant damn ambulance, and this thing's probably getting 17 miles to a gallon, and we're 4 hours from home. So then you get to the show, there's another 2 hours, so then another 4 hours from home. So you've been on, you've been working for 10 hours. It's like, dude. And, you come back with extra $10. Oh, yeah, by the way, y'all got to split this. It's a 10. Y'all got to split it.
Is that a 10 you slipped me? Just while ago?
So I told her,
Hey, I made out tonight.
hey, brother, you can have
Usually
this.
don't
You
get
just,
paid for this.
you just keep it. You keep that 10 for gas, because I know we got to have it. And hey, you come back through McNairy County, man, it's black dark. I did get to see Buford Puster's house where he grew up with his wife and his mom and dad. I did get to see the house and the police car still sitting out front. Y'all was great. I just didn't know, no, don't turn. We ain't going to go by this damn house because, they don't know us here.
All right, it's about time for us to go.
Good to meet y'all. I mean, not meet you. Good to talk y'all again.
We're hoping that we can get back on Facebook where we can communicate better with the fans.
Exactly.
And once again, congratulations, or whatever you're supposed to say, on your Hall of Fame induction.
Thank you, guys.
This is a big one.
And I do plan on coming to see you guys on the 23rd just to say hello. And then we're going to set a date up. I can come up and do Kevin's Grill smoked chicken.
Well, any final thoughts, Rusty?
Love you guys.
Well, my thoughts are on the Titans. I think there's ways to go, but I predict that they'll have a winning season, like a 9-8. And I also predict that the Chiefs will be in the Super Bowl again. That is, if Travis Kelce stays with them.
Well, anyways,
Who do you predict for the Super Bowl?
I'm going 49ers again. Anyways, once again, throw our
They get a
card
new
up on the
quarterback?
screen.
To get a new quarterback?
No, but we're going to throw the card on the screen once again. And make sure you get out to see the card on March 23rd. March Mayhem. It's at this one doesn't have this picture don't have the location on it because I was working on it before. We got to make sure the location, but it's the Gallatin National Guard Armory
put you over
at
on
1250
10
Hartsfield
podcast.
Pike in Gallatin, Tennessee. Bell time is at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6. Admission is ringside $12, and all general admission is $10. I think kids $500 get free with paid adult. I'm not sure.
I'm
how
sorry,
we
what
did
did you
that.
say?
Kids $500 get free paid adult.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're going to see Rock Dog take on Kenny South. You're going to see Mama Hannah versus David Matthews versus
But it's
Destiny
on
Rose
YouTube.
in an RWF women's title match. 6-man tag
But
match
it's on
for
YouTube.
Carnage Michaels, JDB, Mike Cobb versus Kevin Weatherby, LBK, and Carnage.
We're starting out with the main event in our first match. Rock Dog versus Kenny South. Wow.
RWF United States title match. David Michaels taking on Larry Cooter. RWF heavyweight title match. Sharp Dressed Man Lawrence going to take on Shiner Sutton. Then you have Psycho Medic taking on Classic Man. Will Psycho Medic be retired after this match?
No. I predict no.
And then you have an RWF Tag Team title match. The Star Twins, Nate and Matt, going to take on Landon Bradley and Jason Xavier. And this should be a slobber knocker of the show. So come out and see us on Saturday, March 23rd. Until next time, this is the voice, Stevie Miner, along with
Rusty the Ref.
and
Kevin Jones.
saying good night.